Hi, this is Jason from the Biblical Cinematic Universe, and today I'm reviewing House of David from Amazon Prime and The Wonder Project. Wonder Project consists of John Irwin and his brother, and John Gunn, and they've made such films in the past, faith-based films, such as War Room, I Still Believe, I Can Only Imagine, and Jesus Revolution, among others. And Case for Christ as well, directed by John Gunn. And Dallas Jenkins is also helps with kind of as a producer on Wonder Project as well. And Dallas Jenkins, of course, created The Chosen, which is the streaming show about the life of Jesus, and which is also on Amazon Prime in 2025. And so that's the background of that. Also, for a background for those who are wondering, is this a faith-based movie, a faith-based production? When they went to Amazon Prime with this idea, there are Christians who are working at Amazon Prime who are looking for streaming content for faith-based audiences, and so they told them that you will have all creative control of this. So they have given them all creative control, as well as the Chosen when it comes up there too. So that's good. So that gives you that background. So the production value on this actually looks closer to I don't know how much money they spent on this, but this looks more like a cinematic movie, and it is better than some Christian movies that have been based on the life of King David within the last, I'd say at least since the 90s or 80s. It looks better than that. So there's some Christian movies based on the life of King David and TV miniseries. This looks way better than that. And I would say from a story standpoint, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Right off the front, and that it has better storytelling in the first episode than something like even like Rings of Power. I think that this will have a lot of crossover appeal for those who are looking for a biblical Christian-based show. This is definitely that, and it is based on the life of King David and King Saul. But if you are looking for historical drama, it is also that. And so it's going to have a lot of crossover appeal, I feel, people who maybe watch Lord of the Rings and would watch something like House of David, but or Gladiator, but they wouldn't watch like The Chosen until they watch this and then say, well, this is good, maybe I'll now try The Chosen, you know what I mean? So even though, now, just to final clarity before I get into the show itself, House of David is not in the same cinematic universe, in quotation marks, as The Chosen. They're different producers. But I digress. They have been inspired by. It has been inspired by The Chosen success. Michael Iskander plays David. Ali Saul-Iman, which sounds a lot like Saruman to me, plays King Saul. That's kind of cool. Aliette Zerer is the queen, King Solomon's queen Ahinoam. Now, you might not know who Aliette Zerer is, but if you've watched Man of Steel, and Russell Crowe was Jor-El, and she was Lara in that movie, in the Superman movie Man of Steel. So Superman's dad. So that Superman's mom, I'm sorry. And Russell Crowe played Noah. That's kind of interesting. Stephen Lang is most known for Avatar and playing in the Avatar movies. So that's also a good choice. And then there's a lot of different actors. As you have the character of Jonathan, who is Saul's son, and Saul's brothers, his father. Anyways, all kinds of different characters. So the first episode really, without spoiling it, the first episode starts with you're seeing David about to attack Goliath, and then, without spoiling anything, it cuts away to like 1 year later, or 1 year before, which is just a plot device to get you intrigued into the show. And then you're seeing the biblical events of David, who looking after his sheep and taking care of the one sheep, which I thought was interesting. He's taking care of the one sheep, like who's being attacked by the lions. That becomes part of the plot line for the episode, is David fighting the lion. David and his relationship with his fathers, which is in the Bible as well. David, his relationship with his father and his brothers, David, then you also have a lot about King Saul and the battle with the Amalekites, and how he wins that battle, and then the king is so evil that he's supposed to be wiped out, and Saul sort of says, wants to appease the elders of Israel, as opposed to doing what God said, which was, destroy everything, and do not keep their spoils. And Samuel rips him of his anointing. So these are in the Bible. So if you didn't want to know these spoilers, I'll just from now on just tell you, good or bad, watch this episode. But I think that what it is with The Chosen, they are filling in the blanks with plausible stories in between the blanks to kind of figure out what happened to the disciples and people who Jesus met. Whereas the life of King Saul and King David, we have more meat in terms of stories in the Bible where you can expand on them very easily. And so a lot of the dialogue is lifted right from the Bible. Whereas, for example, the pilot episode of The Chosen, basically Jesus meeting Mary Magdalene was about it in the first episode. That was from the Bible. And this episode is a lot of Bible stories that are covered. The cinematography is very covered, very cinematically. It's very cool. I highly recommend this. Like I said, 8 out of 10. I think that, although the first episode does focus more on Saul and the politics of the kingdom than it does on David, who is just a shepherd boy moment, that's by design, because David right now is the shepherd boy kind of doing the hero's journey of, which have been in other classical films and literature, of, there's something greater for my life. There must be a destiny better for me. And he's doing that hero's journey. So it makes sense for the first episode, at least, to kind of want to set up all the world and all the politics and everything. I think it did a great job. I look forward to this series. It exceeded my expectations in terms of the writing, which is very important. I know a lot of people, they go, okay, yeah, it's faith-based, it's Christian, but is the writing any good? I thought the writing was really good. Final comment. Although Stephen Lang does look like Gandalf in this movie or show, he's nothing like Gandalf. And one of the lines I really like, and this is a mild spoiler, but he's referred to by someone else, which you'll see in the show, and he says, get away from, you're a sorcerer or something, you know what I mean? And he makes a clear distinction. I am no sorcerer. He is a prophet of God. So that was cool. Highly recommend it. Go see House of David, and I'll try reviewing the future episodes. We'll keep watching Biblical Cinematic Universe. Take care.